Friends, I just got another box of goodies here, so let's open her up and take a look and see what we got today.
Oh, shit. Crap.
Okay, well, we need to take care of a couple technical difficulties here, so if you could, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it to any of your friends who might like similar knife content. It's what keeps the channel going. Thank you. Alright, let's get back to this unboxing. Alright, so our little friends in the box went in the trash, and here's what was in the box. Now they got it cleaned up. And we purchased this from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and here's the receipt and the paperwork. And I forgot I got this case knife here, and it is a dark red bone peach seed jig small Congress. It's in carbon steel, so it relates to the video, and this little coin was in there too, and it is a case 2023, so it's a year old. Not sure what this was about, but it's got gingerbread on the back, so I think it was a Christmas coin. Doesn't matter. So what we're going to do with that is we have a giveaway with this Recon knife from Harbor Freight that John Shiflett gave us. Pretty cool little budget knife, and we put together a new video contest for beater knives where you can send in a picture of your beater knife and enter to win this little package we put together, and this coin is going to be part of that package. But today we are here to talk about Carbon Care, and this is the case eraser. Alright, set of two. It's got a fine and a coarse. It's made by W.R. Case & Sons, but it says it's produced under Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Made in Germany. So that's a little confusing. You know, is it Case or is it Smoky Mountain Knife Works? Because I've seen this at other places, I'm pretty sure. And then we also got the case paste that's in the same kind of box. And it says it is 1.76 grams. And, you know, it also says it's produced in the USA, W.R. Case & Sons Company, produced under license of Smoky Mountain Knife Works. That's a little confusing. But today we are here to check out the case eraser and the case paste. And just so you know, I've already done a video using a jewelry buffer, which is a little bit more advanced but messier process. And you can find that video in my playlist if you look for this thumbnail right here, Blade TLC, and it'll show you using the jewelry buffer to clean up knives. But this process, I'm hoping is a little bit easier, something we can do while we're watching TV. We don't have to break out the buffer and make a big mess. So I went ahead and ordered these, and let's check them out. Alright, so they're kind of spongy, and they got a pretty hard but spongy, and they got a grit to them. This one's got a little hole there. I don't know what that hole's for. That is the fine one. Now, this one is the coarse, and it's more spongy, very stiff. Feels like it's got a little bit more grit to it. But we are going to try these out, and I got my little case pen knife. Now, my fault, I neglected my knife. I sharpened it with my Dawn dish soap in order to lubricate my diamond stones, and I forgot to put a protective knife oil back on there. That Dawn stripped off all the protectant oil that was on the knife, and it rusted up pretty quickly, and that is my fault. What I should have done was apply a good coat of my One Angry Kid knife oil to that knife, and it would look just like this knife here. This is a carbon steel knife I bought at the same time. It's got a little bit of patina, you know, but it looks more like a stone wash. You know, the other one's actually got rust, and this is my One Angry Kid knife oil you can get at oneangrykid.com, and that would have took care of that. But we're going to go ahead and use this and take advantage of it to try out the case eraser and the case paste. So let's go ahead and start with the coarse one here. And there really is no directions on the box or inside, but we're just going to assume that you use it just like an eraser. Starting with the coarse one first. And what I'm going to do is I'm using these, I'm going to speed up the footage to 2 times the normal speed, just so that this doesn't turn into a half-hour video. You know, you can pause it or move forward if you want, but I'm trying to show the whole process, and the only way I can really do it is just to speed up sections into 2 times. Then I'll slow it down like I did here, so you can see a little bit more of the detail and see how it's working. Notice on the desk here we're getting a lot of material off of that sponge eraser. That's not material off the knife, but it does seem like it's working pretty quickly. You know, I've already gotten rid of most of those dark pitting stains that were rust, and you know, I think the reason it's spongy like that, it gets in the nooks and crannies good. But look at that, after just a couple minutes, you know, it's looking pretty good. I think if we wanted to, we could stop there and oil it up, but I want to keep on going. I want to see how clean I can get this blade with just the 2 products I purchased here, because you know, that's something that anybody at home could do. It's fairly inexpensive, and you know, if you got a paper plate and put it in your lap to catch all the eraser stuff that you see on the desk there, you could do this while sitting on the couch watching one of my videos, or maybe somebody else's video. Here we go. See that? It's getting pretty good already. I think that looks pretty nice. Alright, so let's move that out of the way. Look at all that grit on the desk. That's why you need to make sure you put a paper plate. So let's go ahead and grab this fine one and work it for a little bit here and see if we can get more of a polished look. And you know, the biggest thing is this thing is like a razor, so I don't want to cut myself, so I gotta be very careful. Get the tang good too, and let me get the nail nick, take the corner of it, try to get in that nail nick and get any gunk, anything out of there. Yeah, I like this little case pen knife. I think it's perfect size. It's got a nice size clip point blade. It's got that other little pen blade. I think I picked this up for about $42, which seems expensive, but once I sharpen it, it's like a razor, and I like it too. Let's see how it's doing. Oh yeah, getting some of that shine back to it. See that? And look, even the tang, look how nice and clean it looks. The nail nick looks nice and clean. We'll try to get in there a little bit more. That little grind mark, that was a flaw that was on the knife when I purchased it, so I got a couple bucks off the knife from that case store out there in Mulberry. That was a pretty good video. Check out, look for that. It's Digging for Dinosaur film I made. Check the playlist. It was pretty good. But let's just keep on working this, and you can definitely see, I can definitely see in the video that it is shining up quite nicely. You know, it looks way better than when we started. I only have about 10 minutes in this, even with the 2 times speed here. Alright, let's take a look. Clean it off. I say that case eraser did one fine job. Could I have done better on my jewelry polisher? Yes, I could have. And might have been a little bit quicker. But I'd have to drag everything out, and it's a lot more expensive than these 2 products here. And I'm going to show you my receipt at the end of the video, and you can see how cheap I got these from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Okay, I think the shipping was probably more expensive. Alright, so I got a mess here. Let me clean this pad up, get everything out of the way. Alright, now we got everything cleaned up. We've checked out the eraser. We've done a good job with the eraser, well worth the money. Let's see what this case paste is all about. Alright, get this thing opened up here. Get a little tube. And it just tells us to put a fine amount on a rag and rub it and polish it. So that's what we're going to do. Get our little penknife back out. Get us a rag. Now this thing has that little foil underneath the cap, and you just turn the cap over and you puncture it. You know, comes out like toothpaste. So let's just go ahead and put some directly on the blade. I think the idea is we're supposed to put it on the cloth and then rub it, but we'll go ahead and get that blade coated with it, and we'll put some more on the cloth here. And take one of my little microfiber towels and start rubbing away. Alright. You know, I've used products like Flitz. Wow, look at that. Look how dark that gets right away. Let's get some more of this up here on the tip of the rag where I can do a little detail work with it. Get a little bit more. Trying to keep everything clean here and neat for the video. But I know eventually my hands are going to be pretty nasty. Because I'm going to have black stains all over them. This rag's going to get nasty. That's where the jewelry polisher is nice, you know, but that thing's about 80 bucks, and it slings stuff everywhere, so you got to be really careful when you use it, you know. I usually put some cardboard behind it because it'll sling the stuff against the wall. You got to wear safety glasses, blah, blah, blah. This here, you know, it's going to take longer, and you're going to use a lot of elbow grease, you know, working on here because you're doing it all manually. But it's a little more rewarding too, you know. And sometimes that can be a little more enjoyable. Like I said, you're watching TV, you know, and you just sitting there working it, and the next thing you know, you got a knife that is shining like a brand new nickel. Speaking of that, let's get these nickel bolsters cleaned up while we're at it. And basically, you know, it's long, tenuous work, but you just gotta keep working at it, keep rubbing it, because you're basically polishing it with a little bit of compound that's in that paste. So, what do I think of the case paste? Well, I think it's a little more aggressive than Flitz, and I like that. Okay, because look how quickly. See, here's the one side, and here's the other. You can see the difference. And I only hit that for just, you know, a few seconds. And it's already polishing it up. See, dull on that side, where I didn't do. Alright. So let's get this. Let's get some more on here, and just go ahead and just dive right on into it. So this is the best way to do it. Get a nice big patch of this cloth, fully loaded with the paste. Alright. And let's just get more aggressive with it and get this knife polished up. Alright, so keep working this blade, both sides of it. Yeah, all the nooks and crannies, get the bolsters. Yeah, look at that. See how nasty it's looking at? We're going to throw this thing away. Let's go ahead and get the shield while we're at it. Polish that up, make it shiny. And yeah, some of these videos might not be the most interesting, but some people like this kind of stuff, so I don't want to just fast forward it through. And let's go ahead and get this back spring. You can see how it starts there. Let's get some paste, because I think that's going to really shine up. Go ahead and smear that around. And just work it in there, polish it up. You know, keep adding more paste, keep on polishing. Now, instead of speeding this one up, I just cut it down a little bit. I did end up with 30 minutes worth of video. I'm trying to keep it down to about 15. Alright, let's take a clean cloth, rub all that off of there, take a look at this blade and see how it turned out. Because that's about as much as I want to do, and it's just going to go back to work. But not bad. Not bad. You saw that back spring, how dull that was before. Look how shiny it is. Look how shiny those bolsters are. Look at the blade. Remember all the spots on the blade? Right? It's nice and clean. No signs of rust. Yeah, you got a little bit of pitting left on there and some scratches. And even the tang. Look how nice and clean that tang is now. Alright? And we did all that by hand. You know? You could do all that in one episode of MacGyver, right? You could have a nice knife. Or do one a night. There's the shield. If I can get it to focus. Look how nice and shiny that is. Alright. So I think it cleaned this knife up very well. Now, one thing I didn't do is I didn't touch that second pin blade because I wanted to be able to show it to you and compare it to the rest of the knife. So let's now remember, this pin blade wasn't as bad to begin with, but you can see how dull it is. You can see the pits on there. So that reminds us what the rest of this knife looked like. Alright, so keep it from happening again, we're going to take my One Angry Kid Premium Knife Oil and Protectant, and we're going to coat that. And what makes my knife oils so cool is it is all food grade ingredients, so you don't have to worry if you're cutting an apple, cutting a banana, you know, doing some kind of food prep, cutting your sandwich in half. Nothing toxic in my oil that's going to hurt you, but it still does a excellent job at lubrication and an excellent job at protection. I formulated it to cling to the knife, and it doesn't become gummy or anything. So it really is a good oil. I mean, some of the other brands are just recycling synthetic transmission fluid and calling it knife oil. Do you really want to cut your sandwich in half with a knife that's got that all over it? No. This is all food grade. So look how nice and shiny that knife is, and it's nice and protected. And let me go ahead and pull out another knife I want to show you here, and this knife is it's pretty old. I think it's probably older than me. I don't know what all battles it's been through. It was my grandfather's, but you can definitely see the patina on this knife. Alright, now this blade, if you go back to that video where I did the TLC on my jewelry polisher, I put this on the polisher. Now I didn't try to take the patina off, I just wanted to clean it, but these blades were jet black with patina, and I just wanted to make sure that there weren't any more rust or anything happening, so I put it on the jewelry polisher with a little bit of compound and cleaned those off a little bit, and then oiled it up good. That way I know that knife is protected. Alright, so back to the case eraser, the case paste. Let's talk about these two products here and how much they cost us. Alright, because I think both of them did a fine job. And Smoky Mountain Knife Works only charged us $9.99 for the case eraser, and the case paste was only $5.99. Alright, so if you did like I did here and you purchased this with another product and you got the shipping for free, that is one heck of a value. Alright, so I highly recommend the case paste and the case eraser. And I highly recommend you subscribe to the channel and enter our knife giveaways, alright, because everybody wins here. Thanks for watching.